Are you ready for Team of the Year? It drops Thursday, February 3rd in FIFA Mobile. Finally Sleeps here. Today, Wednesday, February 2nd, the day before Team of the Year's release, we were live on Twitch playing FIFA Mobile, and we had a big discussion about Team of the Year, proper prep, how to get ready for it, because this is a completely new animal than anything we've ever done before. The market doesn't work the same. Nothing works the same. So as important as that was, I decided to cut that section of the Twitch stream out and make it a video for those of you who weren't there live today on Twitch. All right, that's it. Hope it helps. Hope you enjoy it. And make sure you subscribe here at YouTube. That way you never miss when anything goes live. Turn on notifications. That way you can get involved with everything. Thanks a lot. Last week, we knew that the announcement of an event was going to come. We didn't know exactly what this event this week was going to be. But we knew there was going to be an event. We're on that 2-week schedule, so we knew there was something coming. Here's the problem. Once they decided that it was going to be Team of the Year, we anticipated player values to drop. Player values were going to plummet once the announcement of the new event was released. We knew player values would plummet because at that moment, people would anticipate new players coming in, so they would try to dump what they had to try to wrangle as many coins as were possible to prepare for a new event. Because that new event is Team of the Year, the value dropped tremendously because we all sold players and got rid of literally all of the investments coming into the Team of the Year announcement, because the values were still at a decent rate coming into Team of the Year for any player that looked like it was going to have a turnover for a possible Team of the Year player. Then once they did announce that Team of the Year was going to be this Thursday, they hadn't announced the players yet, but because we knew what was coming in console, most of the Team of the Year nominees and we knew what to expect, so they knew where the values were going to be. So a lot of players sold their team, sold most of what they had when values were still kind of stable, and lowered their OVR. Let's say you were at 96, 97. People dropped down to 90, 91 because they hadn't trained anything, because they were smart enough not to train a single player. So they dumped all their players and converted them over to coins before player values plummeted. Now player values have plummeted. You can't buy anything. You really can't sell anything because all of the decent players are shifting to they're a no demand, low value. So there's just, when you pull up somebody that you're thinking about buying their base version of, there's just so many for sale and no one wants to pick them up because everyone is holding for the release of Team of the Year. So right now, the way to prepare for Team of the Year is to just hold on to your coins. If you haven't sold all of your players by now, it's too late. It's pretty much too late to get rid of them. It would be better to hold your base players until after the Team of the Year hype dies down and people start to realize that they're not going to be able to buy Team of the Year players with coins that they've earned. And then the value on those secondary players will start to come back up. The only thing that's going to really push the value on Team of the Year through the roof is if there's a chemistry bump for Team of the Year players, which is a completely other thing because of everyone grinding XP while it was available, and there was a whole bunch of people on Androids that were setting up macros to increase their XP to level up and earn extra chemistry. There's a big push for higher chemistry to get yourself in range, especially for versus. So if those cards come in when we see that, when we see Team of the Year bump in, then we should see an increase back into those high value, some of those high value base players. But right now is definitely not the time to sell. if you even can sell anything. Should have grabbed your coins a few days ago before it was in. So coins, gems, FIFA points, hold on to everything you can. Best advice to prepare for Team of the Year. Hold it all. Watch the market values on everything as we go, because once the Team of the Year players dump in, if they are going to be auctionable right out of the gate, that's very likely that the values on the stuff that is auctionable is going to be through the roof. It may be worth claiming someone quickly if there's enough demand for players, because right now everybody is flush with coins. Everybody has, anybody who was paying attention and didn't train their team, they weren't a dumbass and trained their team, and they did sell their team a few days ago when you could, and they have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 million coins to deal with, they might be the ones that are going to be willing to pay a decent amount of coins for a Team of the Year player right out of the gate as soon as stuff dumps. So if you have a lot of gems, you have a lot of FIFA points, and you have the ability to kind of run through it and grab something, then it may be possible for you to make a lot of coins right in the beginning. But again, it's based on demand. It's not based on, there's no quick sale. There's no quick selling anything anymore. That's not a thing in FIFA Mobile. The only way it can happen is if people are putting bids before the player is available, and you can get it quick enough to list the card for bids that are already placed. That's it. And then that comes down to people being stupid. They don't realize how the market works, and they're placing bids and driving values up on players that aren't yet released, so that when they do get released, they have an inflated value already, because the only reason their value is going up is because they're not out yet. We saw that with, was it Greenwood? We saw Greenwood's value go through the roof. So, and then they didn't even release it. And then they released it Sancho as a secondary release, and I'm pretty sure he's not even auctionable. So if you kind of held your gems to come into the end of New Beginnings, and you just to grab whatever was being, the replacement for Greenwood, which ended up being Sancho, he's not even auctionable. He's a no value player. Yeah, people getting hyped for Team of the Year. I'm not, because they will all most likely cost real money to have a chance of getting a decent one. That's a good point. We expect that this the Team of the Year is going to be a look. It's going to be a window into the future of FIFA Mobile. So if all of these players get released, and for the most part they're achievable or they have value and we can sell them or we can claim them, that's a good sign for the future. If they come in and it's going to be a very pay-to-play event, and there's a lot of stuff that's either non-auctionable or unachievable, that's not a real good sign for the rest of the season. So pay attention to that as well. That's pretty much it as far as prep for Team of the Year.